Hello, stream. Hello, stream. I really hope this works. Let's. I really hope this. Yep. Okay. You can hear me over there. Y'all can hear me. Cool. Hi. You remember that game we used to play called Broken Bane? Well, we're gonna do it again. So,
Yay!
I've got all my folk here, and we're gonna kind of pick up where we left off, and I'll set the scene, and y'all can tell me what you remember. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Awesome.
Amazing.
So y'all are in Warnier. You had just come out of the caverns of Warnier, and you're the heroes. You returned with the mayor's son and all his friends, and you found those cute little robots that you're calling bulb bots, and then those little guys start fixing the loom beasts immediately, and you have sort of a back and forth where the townspeople are like, "What's happening?" And y'all go check it out, and you're like, "No, this is actually a good thing," and they're like, "Yay!" So they're kind of celebrating. And I think one of you actually talks to a bulb bot. I forget though.
That sounds right.
That sounds right. And
I wouldn't put it past us.
Yeah, that sounds like.
I think we were like the liaison between the mayor and the bullbots.
Yeah. And the last thing you did is figured out the loom beasts are dismantling the original warehouses and are constructing their own extremely large single building. Mm-hmm. Looks like Aurelia's hanging on to an RP point, and I have a note here that says you can hand it over to someone else if you like. So we agreed to that at some point in the past, and I felt the need to write it down. So, not Aurelia. I'm sorry.
Aaliyah?
Aaliyah. I don't know why I said Aurelia. Oh my god.
Oh, there's a character I don't know.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So, last time you learned, Aaliyah got a confirmation that this is a trustworthy group of people, but you're confused about a few things, like how some of the relationships are working. You may figured out that the looms in the warehouse are actually the loom beasts, and they were dormant in town, and they can expand. Wynni definitely has a soft spot for kids. Battle, the loom beasts are great at reorganizing. Bucket laid an egg, which is yours now. Oh, I forgot yeah. Bucket laid an egg.
That was a time.
Oh god, yeah, that was okay. And
the whole thing.
I think if I remember correctly, this was the moment where like I had just figured it out and was trying to play it cool in the town square while everybody was getting settled.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all, we have an egg now. No, we did that and then we slept. So now I'm just walking around with my cohort of pets.
Yeah. I told another DM about you and they were like, why do you let her do that? And I was like, because it's hilarious.
And I would not, if you even hinted that you wanted me to not, I would stop.
Right? Yeah. No, I was like, we have a relationship where we talk to each other and we plan things. And they were like, what is that like? And I was like, it's real fun. You should try it sometime. I wrote down a note that under battles that says Mayor seems able to do symbiotic. And then seems like this is resolved though, and I gotta tell you, I don't know what that note means.
Everyone was worried that the loom beasts were like taking over the town, that maybe they were a threat. And we communicated to the mayor that like, none of this is good, but you're probably gonna have to learn to work and live together.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense. I also have a note in quotes that says no baby. Anybody?
Maybe we can't adopt one of the bulb bots.
Oh, yep, that would make sense.
But we have an egg, so there's a baby anyway.
Yeah. I wrote down future of learning about construct reproduction and battle. What if it's a bulbot, baby thimble, baby loom beast? Is what I write down what y'all tell me, like out loud. So this is your fault.
This sounds like something I would say. I I don't know.
I think that one was literal. I think that was verbatim.
I would
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
I'm playing in another game, and I do a recap at the end, and then I spit it out when my GM in the next session says what happened last time, and I have so much more sympathy. Like, I get it. All right. So what does anybody else remember stuff they want to throw in?
We were talking a little bit earlier, and I seem to remember something about like there was still some outstanding mystery around the town that we're in, and like why there's so many twins and why everything was rhyming, and then also for some reason I remember having some vague suspicions about the mayor, of just like is he up to something nefarious, but I don't even remember if that was a thing or if I just dreamed that, which is entirely possible.
Okay, nefarious mayor, cool. Anybody else want to throw something in?
I wish Bucket was sentient enough to tell us if something was wrong with the rest of the crew. Also,
Like the rest of the robots?
Yeah, like if we leave, something's wrong. I wish Bucket had a sense, but that doesn't make any sense unless it's like an ethereal magic, but we don't know where these things come from anyways. And upon further absorption of my direct quote, I think I suggested the idea of a thimble because it's a tiny bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
That's the only sense I can make of my probably very tired creativity.
I got
It
it
was
though.
very late.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure out how it could have been a bulb bot that came from Bucket.
Hmm?
Yep.
We didn't even touch on the idea of asexual procreation. No, that's a fruitful avenue.
I do have Bucket spawned a thimble written down.
Okay. All right. Did I write anything useful down?
I'm just saying.
No, I believe you. I totally believe you. I'm just.
No, I know you do. I just
I wrote down bucket poops out an egg.
Quick, we could say anything we want at this point. We won Dungeons and Dragons. We won the whole thing.
We
did
defeated
cover all the
You
major
can
plot
fix
points
your
in the
GM.
last episode.
We win.
Yeah, we did cover the plot points. I would agree.
All right. Okay. So you're in town. It turns out they've decided to do like an impromptu fair. So if you're out on the street, people are putting up stalls and they are handing out pies, and some enterprising person has started making tiny like figurines that look like loom beasts and bots, like out of like wood and like bits and bobs and stuff. It's very cute. Someone else has made sort of like felt versions of them, and you can walk them like puppets. There are kids everywhere. Like, everybody's really happy and excited, so the streets are pretty crowded. Thoughts or opinions?
I absolutely buy one of each of them.
Great.
That's adorable.
this is the type of thing I absolutely would just be eyes wide open, looking at the types of interactions people are having, really watching as Yume makes this purchase and is excited and like tries it out and just, wow, this is,
Perfect.
I mean, overwhelming.
Yeah.
Is Aaliyah like getting in there and looking at things, or kind of like sticking to the side and just observing?
I think I'm like kind of in the middle. This is based on my real life. In the middle, like kind of just surfing the spaces in the crowd and watching. So I'm not like on the edge, but I'm more of an observer in the middle. Take that, Freud.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It means I just
No, I'm
okay.
I'm sure to anybody that does understand that was a real zinger.
No.
Freud was wrong about most things he did, so.
Can I ask Battle what you're thinking about right now?
So, I think Battle is similar to Aaliyah, where she's sort of trying to embrace her new reality of, is it grandparenthood? I don't really understand the dynamic. Um, uh, Embracing her new responsibility and at the same time trying to just get out of her head, because it's been a long time of paranoia and everybody seems okay, and like none of her suspicions have really come true, and so
Trying to relax.
yeah, and just take it in.
Yeah.
Perhaps she's finally trying to sample some of the peach wares of the place as she walks around.
That is everywhere. Basically, anything you can think of that would be sold at a fair, there is a peach version of it.
Perfect. So she's probably trying some kind of a like tea or juice or I don't know.
Peach tea is actually delicious. I have some in my kitchen right now.
Great.
That's a lot of growth for Battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I imagine she's also probably like keeping an eye on her brood.
Hardcore.
Wynni, what are you up to?
I think between all the peaches everywhere and all of the weirdness that happened of like her ex talking to her and like Winnie's feeling a little withdrawn and like a little nostalgic, and also given that, you know, this is people just kind of going about their business, I think she's a little bit more on edge, unlike Battle. Like, instead of taking this opportunity to be like, oh, like maybe I can practice feeling safe and chilling out, instead she just like, nope, like this is conditions are ripe for things to go wrong right now, so
And on that
time
note,
to be on my most barbarian behavior.
can you all please roll a perception check?
Oh.
It's always one of those two. I tell you what.
I need like a little. I need a little bit of music to play because I got a natural 20.
Yeah.
Woohoo! First natural 20!
First game back. Woohoo!
21.
I got 21 too!
Yeah, I need to see what my bonus is.
Can you both roll off again? And I'll
Oh, I'm 26.
26.
And you want us to roll again?
Yep, roll again, and whoever's higher, I'll take that 21 first.
Dirty 20.
Ooh. Dirty 20 and
Would you-
4?
Dirty 20 and 24.
24.
I got a natural 19.
Got it. And, Yume, what did you get?
6.
6?
Oh dear.
Okay.
Yume is loving these
Right.
purchases.
So involved in the details.
Okay. Aaliyah, I think, would it be safe to say that you've kind of positioned yourself so that you can keep an eye on these 3 individuals?
Oh, I absolutely would be quite vigilant about that, yeah.
Okay, so,
When you say 3 individuals, do you mean us?
yes, you,
Okay.
this group.
The group.
The group. The Wynni, the Battle, the Yume. And I want you to keep that in mind when I tell Wynni what happens, because you see how Wynni reacts, okay?
Okay.
Wynni, about 100 feet from you, going around a corner, is Fennec. How does Wynni react to the fact that Fennec is going around a corner in the town on a street that she's standing in? Given that the last time she saw him, he was...
Yeah.
And
then she heard the axe, and then...
So, do you want me to
I
kind of
think-
fill in, or you want to fill in?
I think she was... It's one of those things where if she was, like, kind of, let's say, like, leaning back up against a stall,
Mhm.
just kind of, like, warily watching things and saw that, she would, like, jump to attention all of a sudden
Okay.
and, like, start to run that direction and be like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Like, that can't be, but maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. So it's kind of like stopping and starting and stopping and starting. Like, what do I do? What do I do?
So, Aaliyah, you're watching this happen, this sort of back and forth with herself. Battle, I think you, Battle, you are also watching this happen. But what Aaliyah
Yes.
notices as well is she draws the line between what Wynni's looking at and the guy that goes around the corner.
Okay.
Okay?
I just
And-
noticed Wynni.
And you just notice Wynni, yes.
Okay.
And you may, this stall guy just pulled out the cutest little bulb butt, and he literally put like some glass, like he had like a glass cup on top, and like he's got like a little like fabric flame that flutters. He's adorable.
Excellent craftsmanship.
Yes. What do y'all do
I think
next?
Unless something happens loudly with her friends, she's probably going to be wrapped up in trying to help the kiddos put on some sort of show, like reenact one of the part of the adventure.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
How far away are Aaliyah or Battle from me?
What do y'all think? How far away would you be?
No more than 5 feet? How big
Yeah.
is this? How big is the area we're traversing?
You're in a street that has sort of shops set up, and there are stalls set up sort of in front of the shops. And so I would say the space between like the stalls on your left and the stalls on your right would be maybe 7 or 8 feet. And
Okay, yeah, definitely like 3 to 5 feet.
okay.
And I'm imagining that Shy is like attempting poorly to herd Bucket along behind and like protect. And so it's just like a little looping dog and Bucket on my heel.
Perfect.
So we're probably like 3 feet away.
Got it.
So I'm gonna kind of glance in their direction, and just kind of quickly ask, "Did you guys see a furbolg walk around that corner?"
And Aaliyah, you'd be able to say yes.
Yeah, so what I would have done is just scoped out the other two, and decided I was going to get like closer to my companion,
Mhm.
who's suddenly like on alert, and I can't tell if she's happy alert or what's going on.
Mhm.
And so I think I'd like pull my hood up and a little tighter,
Mhm.
and maybe just like touch my darts on my side and scoot up faster and closer. And then when I hear the question, I would say, confidently yes, and look at Winnie's face in such a way that it's very clear I'm asking a question, like what's going on.
Like I genuinely think at this point, Winnie would just take off running in that direction. Like no explanation, no like, I'll tell you later or anything. Just like she just takes
Towards
off in the
him?
direction that she saw that furbolg walk.
Okay. I just want to pause for just a moment. And so I just absolutely pulled something out of nowhere for you. Do you need a minute, or do you, like, as
No,
a
I'm good.
human, you're good? Okay.
I'm good.
All right. And okay. All right. So Winnie takes off. Now you can't run because the street is full of these these townspeople.
I am a very large furbolg, potentially compared to these humans if they are humans. So can I push my way through them?
I shouldn't say you can't run, because yeah, I bet you could run through these these folk. I guess my question is, would Winnie just bulldoze through them and not
Yes.
care about who's
In this case.
falling?
In this case.
What if there's a kid?
In this case.
All right. So not only
Bulldozing.
does Winnie take off, she leaves in her wake just people just all over the ground. It's like bowling pins. Like, she knocked over the first wave and they knocked over, so like the whole street is basically falling down in her path.
I think I'd like to start helping people back up and apologizing and make my way towards Wynni.
I believe Wynni is probably around the corner at this point.
Yes.
And we'll pause Wynni there.
Yeah, I'll look back at Battle and see that the casualties are being helped and leap after Wynni.
Okay. All right, so we've got Aaliyah on the heels of Wynni. We've got Battle helping people up, and can we just say you do notice that? You do notice Wynni
I
has.
get pulled up by Battle.
Okay. Oh, you've been knocked over. All right. Great. Oh, you.
Oh no.
Was that Winnie?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think we should probably just follow her and find out.
Okay, I'll be right there. I gotta pick all these up 1 second.
Okay. Do you need help?
No, go chase them.
Okay.
Okay. So, Wynni, you come around this corner, and it's a narrow space between two houses. It's not quite it's like an alley, but not. There's no like refuse or anything like that. So, as you get around the corner, you can't see anything. Can you roll me a perception or an investigation?
Yes.
Because the alley ends in a T. So, like, it ends going forward, and you can go left or right at that point.
24.
Okay. So you can hear somebody running, and other than you and Aaliyah and Battle, and they have gone around they've taken that right-hand turn. All right, Aaliyah, how close do you think you're going to be able to stay to Wynni?
I feel like I'd be
You're
very
pretty fast.
much on her heels. Yeah.
Okay. Do you try? So you're going to stay right on her heels, yeah?
Like where a dog, like right and slightly behind.
Perfect. And Battle, I think you probably get to the mouth of that alley as Wynni and Aaliyah are going around that right corner.
Okay.
Does
Do
that
I
sound-
see it?
Yeah, you see Wynni and Aaliyah do that thing that people do when they're running really fast and they have to go around a corner.
Yeah.
And I can't describe it anymore because I haven't done it in a really long time. But y'all imagine that for me, okay?
It's like drifting in a car.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
I
see
think
it.
I'm gonna lean back and shout to Yume, "Go right!" and then I'll follow.
Okay. And what would you may do after hearing go right?
Yeah, I'll just follow along. In case I'm falling behind a little bit, I'll send Dandy up ahead because he can move faster than I can.
Okay. So we've got Battle, Shy, Wren, Bucket with Egg, and a Bumblebee. Just all
Well-
following Battle.
How many of those critters is Battle carrying?
Yeah.
Or were they just left behind to run?
Yeah. Battle.
I probably picked up Bucket.
Yep.
Shy
Ren
could
is
probably keep up
on.
with you, right?
Huh?
I said Shy could probably keep up with you.
Yes, and Shy carries Ren.
Yeah.
So
on a chest piece.
just Bucket and Thimble, whatever Thimble is, in that egg.
Okay.
We're
Oh,
now. I'm
I
just
like
gonna
this
say we
already
name
got a
it.
name.
We name it
Yeah,
Thimble.
I saw that coming from a mile away. Okay,
Yeah.
so I am going to remind you that Bucket is roll heavy, so you're not going to be able to run super
Yeah,
fast.
That's fine. Encumbrance.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so Yuma, you're going to get to the mouth of the alley, and I think Battle's probably only about halfway down at that point, and Wynni and Aaliyah are completely out of sight. So we're going to jump back to Wynni and Aaliyah unless either of you have something to say.
That's fine.
I would like to point out you split the party. And Wynni.
We split the party.
Hey,
We're all going in the same direction.
that's true.
Correct.
That's true.
Matter of keeping up at this point.
Right. So Wynni, you're now in one of those back alleys that all of the the alleys from the street meet on, right? Like, so the alleys between the houses all go to the back. And so it's a little bit wider, and there are like bags and trash cans and stuff back here. And you see way too far away from you. You remember Fennec can run like the bejesus. He's wearing a cloak you remember him having, and you can see him, and he looks over his shoulder, runs into a like a trash can, gets up, and shoots down that alley. And it's maybe 4 alleys down.
Did he see me, or did he just like vaguely look and like see that people were behind him and
Roll me insight.
insight?
Y'all can't see this, but I will very like questioningly say Rolla, and then the person playing Yume, who knows way more than I do, will nod encouragingly, and it's really nice.
15.
I don't know. Fennec is older, and it has been such a long time, but you think he has recognized you. What is weird about his expression is there's no emotion that comes with that. Like, he's not scared, he's not happy, he's not mad. It's a very neutral face of, I recognize you, and he keeps running.
I'm still charging after him. Like, I haven't stopped.
Right. Aaliyah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, Wynni?
No, I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay, Aaliyah, any comments from you?
I was wondering if at any stage, I don't think so, Wynni had said the name Fennec. You hadn't. Okay.
I haven't said a word at this point.
Okay, then I'm continuously glancing at you to check on you, but also the target, and I'm running alongside you unquestioningly.
Yeah, you got a really good look at him before he went around that corner, Aaliyah. So you would recognize him at this point.
And you just see this like sheer look of determination and also almost like desperation on Winnie's face as she's just like gasping for air at this point, like running so hard, like her body has not had time to catch up with her brain. But yeah.
Okay.
I would, I sort of have just gone into doing mode. I'm not questioning or wondering. That'll all come later.
Got it. So I'm gonna say that y'all are like half a bit to the alley when Battle makes it around the corner, and I think Dandy is probably gonna be following Battle, because you made a good point, because everybody's standing up again, so you kind of have to weave, unless you were also gonna pull a Wynni and knock everybody down. So you can just kind of follow Dandy, right? Yeah.
We can communicate telepathically at a distance. He can move 40 feet, so I just imagine he's a little ahead of Battle.
Perfect. Okay, and so you're gonna be, I think, as Battle is turning that first corner right, I think you're gonna be about halfway up that alley. Does that sound good? Okay. How are Battle and Yume feeling at this point?
I'm sure Battle is tired of carrying Bucket.
Sure.
And is probably, like, in a lovingly exhausted way, like, come on, Wynni. But I'm wondering if there's anything I can... I'm wondering if there's anything I can roll to pull up any kind of memory of these alleys, or if there's a way to go around a different building and potentially cut anybody off. Or if I just have to commit to the hall with the bucket and acknowledge that this is the consequence of adopting too many things.
I don't know that you've been in town long enough, but everything's laid out pretty orderly. Maybe a history check? Maybe you might have come through here on your way in?
Okay, that's fair enough. Uh, 14?
What you're remembering is that pretty much the only way back out of where you're at, this back alley, would be up another alley. The back of the alley backs up to a very high wall, and on the other side is a mirror of what you're in right now. It's another back alley now, and you're going out that way.
Okay. So, can I still see Aaliyah?
You're seeing Wynni and Aaliyah about to go around a corner.
Okay, but I haven't lost them.
No.
Okay. I wish there was like a spell I could do to hurry up. If I sent her, do you think Shy would be able to run faster than me? Or would it matter?
I think she would be able to run faster than you, and I think at this point we can say she can target members of the party. Because that would be something I could see you teaching her so that you could be like, like you may, help or you may fight and she goes and attacks whatever's
attacking you. Yeah.
I can see that, yeah. Like with my dog, I will say heal on Papa, and Tara will run up and heal on Aaron.
I'm really tempted to try to find a way to like send Shy ahead to try to stop the perpetual motion, but I think I'm just gonna keep running.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay. Yume?
If you know that, I mean, Yume doesn't know what's going on in Battle's Head right now, but if from what you know about the layout that Spoon just described, they have to go around a block and the only way out is the next one up. In theory, we should be able to get to the next one if we keep going straight before they come around the other side. Am I understanding the layout correctly, Spoon?
Nope. So you've gone down an alley, taken a right, and then Fennec has taken another right. So to meet them where they come out, you'd go back down the alley you came in, back out to the street. The alley that Fennec has run down is going to come out right on the street again, but like 4 houses down.
Okay. In Battle, you want to just keep chasing after them?
Thank you, because I'm geographically challenged.
What was your plan again? To just keep heading after them?
I'm debating whether it's more effective to follow them or to turn like a different way, whether it's back or a different direction or take a different route to try to... I don't know about Fennec, but I know I want to head them off.
Yeah, I don't
or at least catch up.
I don't think you saw Fennec. I think you just saw Wynni react and run.
Yep.
I do. You don't know me to trust what I'm gonna do, so.
This should be fun.
But you could. But yeah, I mean, I do reference you both regularly as well, so I would catch your eye at one of these at one point.
So,
okay, so if that's happening, I'm definitely going to keep following because I feel like that's Aaliyah saying we're all along for the ride, come on. Via eyeballs.
I'm just gonna...
But I think I'm just going to send Shy, I keep wanting to call her by her full name. I want to send Shy up, just like run ahead by like 5 to 10 feet. So if I can't keep my pace, Shy doesn't lose them.
Okay, got it. Okay.
That's what because my concern is I'm super slow with Bucket. I'm not going to be able to go at the pace of a Furbolg and an unencumbered elf. How am I going to pull this off?
Sure.
So that's my plan.
Got it.
Thank you for working that out with me, everyone.
And Yume, what are you thinking?
Can I complicate the plan further?
Do it. Do it.
I love it.
Can I offer to take Bucket from you, have you go on ahead, and then I'll go backwards and keep, like...
Okay. So have I shared...
I'm thinking, like, one of us can stay behind.
Okay.
I know I'm terrified to do that, but I think it'll be fine.
Well, you'll have Bucket, and Bucket can bash some shins, especially as a now egg-bearing parent. Okay. So I will have shared with you what I learned about the alley format, or like the things that this is gonna come back out on the street. And so then you're gonna say something to the tune of like, "I'll take bucket and go the other way. Keep following."
I imagine it will take a second, so it's gonna stall us back a little. But yeah, it's like, you know, where like in the cinematic way, I'm imagining we're chasing after. We can't
Yeah.
talk with Winnie, but you Battle and you can communicate a little bit. Like, what's going on? I have no idea. Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, well, give me bucket. You go ahead,
Yeah. I think that's what
and
happened.
then
Okay,
or I'll
and then
trade you, and I'll
maybe
trade you
I'll.
Sandy. I'll proof Sandy back out of nowhere from ahead of you. Just he'll appear in
Perfect.
my hands, and I'll trade you bucket.
Okay,
So many-
sounds good. I think, and then I'll tell you. I think they're gonna come out on the street behind us, so that just ahead, the other way. So I point where I think they're gonna go,
Okay.
and then I just run as hard as I can and tell Shy to heal.
We
Okay.
got there.
Yay! Thank
So,
you.
Winnie and Ali are about to go around a corner in an alley that ends back out of the street. Battle is sort of handed off bucket to Yume and follow, so they're going to make it around the corner before you start again. And Yume, you're going to run back up the alley with bucket. You're going to be a little slower, make it out to the street. Again, very crowded, and you start weaving your way down the street. Yes? Okay.
Yep.
Winnie and Aaliyah, you have rounded a corner, and it is an empty alleyway. There is nobody in front of you. You can see the end of the street, and you can see people moving around. But what's really weird is there's a blue door on the wall, and none of the other alleys have doors.
Can I spend 1 key point to Step of the Wind, and then I'm gonna like take a kind of brace position where and like try and stop the firbolg from running any further. I'm gonna like
You're gonna try and stop Winnie.
no, Fennec.
You can't
I
see
wanna-
Fennec
I-
anymore.
Oh, I thought he was just before the door.
You see him round the corner, and then
Oh.
by the time you round the corner, it's an empty alley.
Oh,
just a
sorry.
door.
I
With a
thought you meant it was empty.
door.
In my head, it was empty around him, but that's fine. So, okay, in that case, I'm gonna wait that a microsecond longer and see what Winnie does.
Okay.
I apologize for my visual image was obviously
You're
so
fine.
strong I wasn't
I'm
willing to let go of it.
not doing real good at describing things today. I apologize.
I think that was all me with my like cognitive.
We're good. We're good. Winnie, what do you round the corner, empty alley, there's a door, it's blue. You notice that it's the same blue as your pendant.
I'm like a dog chasing a squirrel at this point. Like, no hesitation at all, going straight for that blue door. And I'm going to try and open it.
So if there's any indication that this is a door that needs it's not wide open.
No.
Okay. I still want to like dash ahead so that I can be of assistance, like opening the door for Winnie or something. I want to be able to just, and I don't know if I need to use a key point for that or if it's just that I'm fast enough and well trained enough that I could, but I want to like get that 3 steps in front.
Okay, so you're gonna try and get in front of Winnie. You see her going for the door, and you're gonna try and open it instead.
I'll open it for her. Yeah,
Now,
I'm
real quick,
I'm
Winnie,
here to serve.
are you cool with that happening? Do you think Winnie would?
First thought in my brain was, oh, she's going to try and stop me. Because
Right.
that kind of tends
Yeah.
to happen sometimes with this group of like, let's not smash things just yet. So can I tell that she's not a threat of stopping me, and she's just trying to open the door?
Roll me another insight
Because if
check.
not, I'm probably
I-
gonna try.
I feel like you'd. I
toss
in my.
her out of the
I
way.
feel like you'd be like, but okay,
Yeah.
let's go together.
We'll see.
In my brain, Wendy right now is like the shark in Finding Nemo when its eyes got all like
When Dory started bleeding.
like the pupils
Fish
are just
blood.
dilated and there's
Fish are
blood in the
friends, fish are
water
friends.
and just like full on not really recognizing friend from foe at this point, just like, this is my target, this is my goal, I need to get to this firbolg, and like, if anything's gonna try and stop me, I'm taking it down.
Fair enough. Would you roll on an insight?
Inside, not great. 6.
That tracks.
Wynni, you don't realize Aaliyah's trying to help you. Your first instinct that she's trying to stop you is what you get to play with right now. So what would Wynni do if it looked like to her that Aaliyah was trying to stop her? And I completely acknowledge, Aaliyah, that you are trying to help her. Wynni's not recognizing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically, like, if she jumps in front of me, do like that football player move where you just kind of like shove them with your like whole side and like try and shove them out of the way.
Okay. I have no idea what to roll for this, but I assume there's a roll for this, right? You may?
Could
How are
Aaliyah do a saving throw?
I have
Or
a
use
different
her RP
question
point?
if you'll allow for this.
Yes, please.
Oh, I do have an RP point.
Would the consequences of failing this roll make for a more interesting event afterward, or do the characters involved, want to just tell us what happens?
I was going to use it to resolve what happened because I think we're at a point where there might be too much, well, how would you feel about this and how would you feel about this? So instead I'm having them roll so that it's like, so I can be like, Wynni, you don't recognize she's trying to help, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If when he's barreling through, I imagine Aaliyah could do a strength save or a dex save, depending on how it's done.
And I'll have Wynni do a strength check.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Or
contested roll.
athletics,
Yep.
if you're doing this football move.
Let's do
Yes.
this. Okay.
Athletics.
So Winnie's gonna
I'm
roll,
actually really good at that. Let's see how I roll.
and Aaliyah's gonna roll. You can do dex or strength, whichever's. And you do have an RP point. I heard you say that earlier. That's true.
Okay.
My athletics check is 17.
Okay. Aaliyah.
I am telling the truth when I say 25.
I believe you. It's okay.
I know, but it's my second natural 20 of
It's
the
fine.
night. And how many games have I played with you aside from Broken Bane and had none?
Hold up the D20 and be like, you're doing such a good job.
You're doing such a good job.
Yeah, good job, D20.
Okay. What does this look like then? Are you gonna push back? Are you gonna duck under?
I mean, I feel like I skid under. Like I go into a sort of karate pose, stance, and like just skid, and then grab the door handle and open the door.
Okay,
If
we're gonna
if I can.
pause right there.
If it opens,
The door's
if it has
locked.
a
We both
handle,
crash into it head first.
if I don't just fall through it because it wasn't really there, all of those things.
Fair. Okay. Battle. You got around the corner there at the door. You're probably.
I'm turning the
still-
corner.
Yeah, you're turning the corner. That sounds good. And so you see Aaliyah and Wynni like at a blue door.
Yep, so I immediately tell Dandy, get Yume right now. Or like tell Yume to come here now. And then I go and try to hold the door. Because I have no idea if this door is going to disappear when it shuts or how long it can stay open. So I want to try to hold it open so we don't split the party.
Y'all are suspicious for some reason. So you tell Dandy to go get Yume and
Yes.
try to block the door from opening.
Because I just don't want the door to disappear and then
Not from
either...
opening, but from closing if it opens,
yes.
right?
Yes. Well, because you two are trying to go through it, right?
Right. We don't even know if it's open yet. It was closed and we're
Okay.
Leah's trying to open it for me, and I'm thinking she's getting in my way, so I'm just charging toward the door to open it, and
Yeah.
we're
Right.
kind of paused there
I'm
to find
trying
out
to-
what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
But I know you're in full-on bulldog with bone mode. And I know that you're trying to go for that door because I can see you, right? Or do I need to roll a perception check to know if I'm seeing Wynni go for that door? Do I see the door?
You do see the door. It stands out as odd because none of the other alleys have doors. I think it's it's not that long of an alley, so I think you very clearly see Wynni and Aaliyah like grouped up on this door. You might not be able to tell what's happening, but your assumptions make perfect sense that Winnie's going to go through that door.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, blue furbolg, blue door, not too many dots to connect.
Yeah. You may. So Dandy pops back in. Can he pop in and out real fast?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't think there's much. Just a little quick communication between the two of them, and Yume doesn't move very quickly, so she's just trailing behind.
Okay, and you're.
Reverses course. Goes back around following the way back.
Oh no!
You don't have to go all the way back. You know all the alleys end in that back alley, so you could cut down an alley instead of struggling through the
get
people.
To the same place.
Yeah.
With a different original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you hear from Dandy, and instead of struggling through the people on the street, sharp left, run down to that back alley, sharp right, and you're gonna take your very next right. So you were almost there, and so Battle, you've probably made it to Wynni and Aaliyah, and we'll resolve that in a second. And I'll say Yume is coming around the corner and can see all this. Okay. So, Aaliyah, you said that your intention was to get in front of Wynni to open the door. Is that still your intention after she tries to shove you?
Yeah, she shoves me. I go down into karate stance, reach for the door, and open it. So if she is moving at me with greater force because she wants to shove me and I can open the door, she's not going to meet with any resistance.
Okay, we're going to take a moment to roll a perception check, please.
Every one of those two.
Sorry, Aaliyah and Wynni.
Got it.
So I've backed the time up to you're coming around the corner Battle. To resolve.
20.
Yep.
1.
Okay.
21.
9.
Cool. I think it's totally story driven that you are not paying attention to anything much other than I want to go through door and no one will stop me.
Yep.
What Aaliyah notices has Aaliyah seen your pendant? Didn't everybody see it?
Everybody saw it, yeah.
Aaliyah, I think you with a 20 whatever notice the door is the exact same color as Aaliyah's pendant, and you notice it change, and it changes to a blue that you realize is exactly the same blue as the sky. And the door has silver hardware that looks sort of like it's not shiny, and the doorknob is square.
I feel like I should be writing that down. Okay. I'm gonna I take that in, but I'm on mission right now, and I'm in machine mode.
Okay, so you notice all of those things.
But mech Alia keeps going.
And you try to open it.
Yeah.
And it does open. Doorknob turns.
Okay.
It opens. And
does it open towards me, or am I going into something?
It opens towards you.
Okay, great. That's better.
So you're going to kind of crowd Wynni back.
Whip it open.
Well,
okay.
Are you going to whip it open, or are you going to kind of like crowd Wynni back with it? Because if you whip it open, we might need to do a dex check to see if Wynni gets hit in the face.
Does it open into the alley?
No.
Like the door? Does it push in?
No, it opens into the alley. So it's opening, you're standing in the alley and it opens out.
Okay.
I'm aware of Wynni's speed enough to do the thing that wouldn't hit Wynni.
Got it. All right. Wynni, you and Aaliyah are looking into what is a very dim space, and it's kind of like when you're in super bright sunlight and you like look into a house. You know, you open the door and everything's really dim, but the sun is not that bright. So Battle, you're real close to them when the door has opened. Intent? Thoughts?
Wait for Yume.
Feelings?
But keep the door open.
So you're going to get a hand on the door to make sure it doesn't close.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to follow them. As much as it'd be nice, I can't leave Yume and Bucket behind.
Would Wynni and Aaliyah go straight in? Or would there be a pause after the door opens? I guess
Only if
Yeah, I would only pause if Winnie paused.
Okay, so Winnie goes straight in.
Yep.
I might
Okay.
I might glance back as I go in, but I'm afraid I don't think my stride would break.
Do you try to close the door, or do you just leave it? Like you open it and you leave it and you go
I
in?
would not try and close it. Absolutely not. That's a different breed of a different character altogether. To
Okay,
actually
in
close
that
the door.
case, Battle, roll me a dex check. We'll see if you catch the door before it closes.
So it's a 6.
Mm.
Mm,
Okay,
shit.
do we want to leave it at a 6?
How would I?
You would, as a player, ask another player maybe for their RP point.
No, I would volunteer it.
Okay. Are you volunteering it?
I've thrown it at you. Catch it.
I've actually forgotten whether that means you can re-roll a 20 or you just get a 20. I think it's you just get a 20.
I think it's
on a roll.
re-roll.
Or is
It's
it re-roll?
re-roll.
It's re-roll.
It's
Okay.
re-roll.
Go ahead and
You're
re-roll
not that
that.
forgiving.
I prefer the
Be
first
good,
one.
please.
I know you prefer the first one. I just can't remember.
Now was our chance to.
24.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yay!
So, would it be fair to say you kind of trip and you're heading for that face slide thing, but you catch yourself and the door? You kind of catch yourself on the door? Does that sound like Battle?
I feel like Battle would be more likely, given all of her archery training, to notice that she's tripping. She is an archer.
No, I know. I just don't know where you're going with this. Keep going. I'm very interested.
If she notices she's tripping, she's going to fall purposely onto her hip and slide with her legs in front of her.
Yes, that's great.
And then she'll catch the door with her foot. That way she still has her arms available to her.
Yep, that sounds great.
Great.
I think I forgot to say this out loud again, but remember when I'm like, does it look like this? You fully within your rights to be like, no, it looks like this. Totally fine. I'm just trying to get your brain going, okay?
100%. I love it.
Catches door with foot. You do that. Yume, Battle is laying on the ground. There's a there's a dust cloud, and there's a blue door, and Battle is holding it open with her foot.
Nothing to do but catch up. Do I still see Winnie pretty clearly, or
No.
have the two of them like
Wynni and
vanished
Aaliyah
into
are
the dark?
gone. You just see Battle.
Did they like vanish, or they're like in the dark?
You can't see down. You can't see through the doorway because you're coming at it from an angle where you can't see down.
Okay. Nothing to do but catch up. I was
Okay.
thinking like to yell after Winnie, but if she's no longer even in line of sight, nothing to do but catch up.
So let's say you catch up with Battle. Battle, are you gonna like pose, or are you gonna get up and hold the door? You're muted.
Did they go through?
You're muted. Hang on.
Okay. Probably, obviously, get up, dust off as quick as I can, make sure Shy didn't chase them inside, and then look around for Yume.
Okay. Yume's right there. And you asked a
Went up
question.
with Bucket.
Yep.
Did they go through? Points to
Who
the door.
What?
Did we go through the door?
Yume's asking Battle if Wynni and Aaliyah went through the door.
Oh, thank you. They went in. I don't know where they are. I haven't even looked in here. And I look. Do I see them?
You do not.
Well,
Okay.
if they went in, let's follow them.
Okay.
And I carry Bucket in through the door.
Wait, go.
All right. So we've played for about an hour. Would y'all be okay with playing for another hour?
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, let's take a quick break because we've played
Okay.
for
My
an hour.
dogs will be
Mhm.
grateful.
And this is a lovely time to take a break. So stream, what that means is I'm going to put up a different screen and you won't hear anything. And we will be back in 5 minutes, which is 5 minutes after the half hour, for those of you who are following along. Of course, I have to find what I just said out loud. Okay, we will be back in just a minute. Hello, stream. We are back. Okay, so when we left you 5 minutes ago, two of the characters has walked through the blue door, and two of our players are at the door. So let's see what Battle and Yume are gonna. No, you said you go in the door.
We go through the door.
Yeah, you go through the door. Okay. So here's what's happening.
Roll initiative.
So it feels very much like a hot summer day when you've walked into a cool building, and your eyes react very similarly to where it's a bright sun, and you've walked into a dim space. And Wynni and Aaliyah are going to be just in front of Yume and Battle, but it'll feel like you've all walked through the door at the same time. And as your eyes adjust, you are in a hallway that's sort of dimly lit, and it has wood panels. And at the end of the hallway is a flickering light. What do y'all do?
So this is a hallway with just like a flickering light at the end of it. Are there doors on the sides of the hallway? Is it just
Nope.
a long hallway?
Yep, just a long hallway.
There's no door at the end of the hallway?
Nope. There's a
Oh.
door-shaped opening with a flickering light. Sorry, Yume, what was that?
I come in shouting, Wynni, are you okay? Not realizing how soon she is ahead of us.
Does Wynni respond?
I think Winnie's just kind of like frantic at this point, and she's just like, "No!" Not like meaning to respond to Yume, but just more like, "No, where did he go?" But doesn't give that context, so it kind of seems like she's responding to Yume's question, and just like runs forward and starts like pounding on the walls in the hallway, like trying to find out where he went and what happened. And
Clarity. Where did he go come out, or was that just like...
no, just the no and rushing
Gotcha.
forward.
So, roll me a perception or investigation check for the pounding on the walls.
I think investigation might make sense here. I'm not as good at it, but I'll take it anyway. 17, 18, 19.
You don't want to realize this, but you realize that it is really just a wooden wall, and the only opening is down at the end of the hallway with that flickering light. So you probably went that way.
All right, I'm gonna keep rushing toward it.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Prioritizing what Winnie's doing. Keeping up with her as much as possible.
That what everybody else is doing? I see one nod.
Yeah, I couldn't decide if I sort of kept going as if I was like standing as sentry at a point of vulnerability, right, at their backs, right? There's two sides to this. I doubt very much that they're well trained enough to, like, you know, keep an eye on what's coming up from behind. So I think that's what I do. I sort of overshoot Wynni as Wynni bangs on the wall, and then come to a point of alert with my back to her.
Okay. When you pass through the door-shaped opening, you walk into just a really cozy space. There's a really soft carpet on the floor. The walls are just bookshelves, and they're just books. The flickering light's coming from a fireplace where there's a very cheerful fire. You can smell the smell of the fire and that little crackle pop. It's very quiet in here, and there's some couches and chairs sort of grouped around the fireplace. And there's a desk kind of over, you walk in, it's kind of like over to your right. and you see two cats. They're both tabbies. One's a gray tabby and one's an orange tabby. Because I wrote this when jorts came to the internet.
Battle's already looking to get a new pet.
She shakes her head. No.
That's all that's in the room. There's no sign of, a cave dashing around a corner, or there's no doors, or
There is another opening kind of across the way. It's at a different angle. What you're really seeing is the bookshelves are all mismatched, so it's not like somebody came in and deliberately put bookshelves. You actually see a couple of smaller bookshelves like stacked up to the ceiling. And the books they're full of books, and the books, all shapes and sizes of books, and they're stacked in all weird ways. Like, they're not just set on a shelf upright. Some of them are, laid down and stacked up, and there's books on the floor, sort of like haphazardly stacked, and they're just there's just books everywhere. Like, it is you can almost barely smell the fire because you can smell books. And of the two cats, the gray one is sitting in the doorway, and the orange one appears to be playing with something.
Can I try to speak with the gray cat?
Sure.
Okay. It doesn't say that I have to roll for it. It just costs me an action.
Okay.
And so I'll cast it. I used a spell slot. And so I want to ask the cat, or do I know what Wynni wants at this point?
Yeah, has Battle seen who I was chasing after, or was it just Aaliyah?
Nope, just Leah.
Okay, before I cast it, if I can go back in time.
Yes.
Ask Wynni, why are we here?
At this point, she's just like, where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go? And I
Okay.
looking on the walls, like.
Roll me a Constitution check, saving throw, please, Wynni.
Oh gosh. Am I good at that?
What?
What?
22.
I'm just worried about what's happening to her.
Wynni, you find yourself sitting on a couch, and the gray cat comes and sits in your lap and starts purring. And you are feeling very frantic, but you're at that moment where you instead of being at the moment where you're gonna run, you're at that moment right before you're gonna run, and you just sort of sit there with the cat in your lap, and it makes you pause for a minute. You can get up, you can dump the cat, but you do sit with the cat purring on your lap, and it sort of like winds your franticness back in time a couple steps.
I'm still in the room with everybody else.
Everybody's still in the room. They all see you sit on the couch, and the cat jumps up and purrs.
They see me just basically go from being like frantic and like
Yeah,
tapping the walls and looking around to like just suddenly like not calmly but just resolvedly sitting on the couch.
Yep. And again, this happens, and you can immediately break it if you want to, but it does happen.
I guess I'm gonna look at the cat and say, "Where's Fennec?"
So you don't hear anything, but you know that Fennec has moved into a different space.
Moved into a different space? How? Like a different dimension or a different room?
The sense that you get when you know this is that he's in the same space that you are, right? Like the thing that you just entered. And he's safe, and he's stationary. And
so he's in here somewhere.
Yes, you know that. He's in here somewhere. And
I am immediately going to jump up and dump the cat.
Okay.
And go to the other space.
Are you going to walk down the hallway?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna pause there. What are the rest of you doing?
It scares me to have my DM ask someone, "Are you going to go in this place?"
I'm nothing. My GM says everything in a super creepy voice, and we think we're gonna get murdered every 5 steps. I'm fine. I'm just curious.
Okay. I'm probably just gonna try to. Well, this seems. I'm debating whether or not this is a safe place to settle the dog and the bucket and the egg. Or if I should bring them with me. Probably bring them with me, knowing battle. Because we just went through a mysterious door, so I can't trust anything. So I'm just gonna follow her.
Okay.
But, like, 5 to 7 feet behind.
Okay.
A cautious distance.
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah
But
and
supportive.
Yume? Following? Anybody interested in anything in the room?
It seems most important to follow after Wynni to keep up with her, see what's making her so
Okay. If you're all...
stressed out. But while passing through, I'm hoping to take a minute to see if there's any, like... Try not to video game this too much, but see if anything really stands out,
Touch
like
everything.
a big golden book or something, or if the cat's, like...
Roll me a...
Well, let's see what the cat's playing with. That seems like it might be
Okay.
relevant.
Roll me a perception check. No, actually, you're going to look at what the cat's playing with. Sorry. Yes, that's fine. Yes. So the cat is playing with what looks like a capped pen. It's blue. Whole thing's blue, like all of the bits and pieces are blue, and it's sort of batting it around on the ground.
Does it happen to look the same color as the door? I grab it anyway.
No, it's much lighter.
I grab it anyway.
Okay.
It seems like it's standing out here.
Okay.
And I don't have time to examine it. Gotta keep running after Wynni so we don't lose her.
Okay. Aaliyah?
I feel like I would have that prickling sensation if we were sudden. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know that I'm actively surveying all the time, but I do have a kind of spidey sense.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, I'm constantly sort of putting that energy out there. I'm wondering if it depends whether or not I pick up on anything, is basically what I'm saying in a really waffly way.
Do you want to roll me a perception check and see
Okay.
what one sees?
I think it's a 15, just confirming. It is a 16.
How did you feel about cats before you walked into this space?
I mean, I suppose I do see other people having them in their houses now that I think about it more recently. As far as I'm concerned, cats are a wild animal, and I have no beef with them. But...
Okay, these seem very sedate, but they look strange a little bit. Not like dangerous strange, just a little strange. And you think you hear sort of whispering, but you're not quite sure if you heard that.
Okay.
And we're all going through the doorway? Nope, sorry, Aaliyah,
Hang
I just
on.
told you what you were perceiving. Next?
Yeah.
What did you do next?
Just give me a sec.
Yeah,
to respond.
sorry.
I'm like, I guess if I get anything like that, then I take more of a pause to survey what's going on.
Okay, do you want to roll an investigation check?
Okay. That was not great. Let me see if I've got any nice way of upgrading that. Yeah. So, I think, sorry, it's an 8. No, it's a 10. It's a 10. It's a 10.
You this room is just full of books, and the ceilings aren't that high, just regular ceiling height. And it really just seems like a room full of books with two cats in it and a doorway. And running people.
I don't think I bother communicating that, but I will just keep facilitating Winnie's mission.
Okay. As you charge through this doorway, the gray cat is sitting next to it, and as each of you passes the threshold, you know that this isn't the right way to find Fennec.
It's the only way.
You know it is not the right way to find Fennec.
Now I would like to cast Speak to Animals.
Would you now?
I would.
Do we have this, like, accordion style crashing into each other? Does Wynni, like, stop when she realizes this? And then we all just...
I was gonna say, like, when he gets that said, she definitely, like, comes to a screeching halt and is like, he's not here, he's not here.
Okay.
Before I try to talk to the cat, I think I'm going to say hee-hoo. As I slam into your back.
Are we going to do the accordion style? I think Aaliyah's probably might be the only one that doesn't. But if Battle is just charging forward and Yume is scooped up a pen.
I'm 7 feet behind, so I think I have time to stop.
Yeah, I think you would too. Yeah, you did say you were going to be 5 to 7 feet behind. And
Bucket has a creepy ability to stop quickly, as we've found in the past, right? Like,
yes. And this room
moves
is
a little too smooth, stops and starts a little too easy.
Yeah, and this room isn't like gigantic. You can't really get up a good head of speed, so you probably just maybe sort of all stop in the same place and look awkward.
It was a fun thought.
It was a fun
I'm
thought.
sure it will happen at some point. Okay.
So Battle just asked
He-hoo.
when he's just gonna say, Fennec, the furbolg we were chasing, he's important. I don't have time we need to find him.
Okay. And I turn to the cat. If that's okay with you.
It is.
And I would ask that, because I know based on the way that this works, how smart is this cat?
You are unable to ascertain how smart the cat is.
Okay, so I'm going to try to speak really plainly, just in case, but where is Fennec?
The cat looks at you, licks its paw, and when you normally speak with animals, does it feel like there's sort of a connection when you've, like, established that?
Half of my brain says it's going to be just like movies where animals just start spontaneously speaking English and you're like, what?
Sure.
And the other half of me thinks that it's something more ethereal. And given this cat, I think it's something more ethereal.
Okay. If you normally, when you're talking to animals, feel sort of a connection when you've cast the spell, you're not going to feel that this time. But you do know that Fennec might be in this same space, but running after him is not the right way to find him.
What's the key to finding Fennec?
You are suddenly curious about blue fountain pens.
Aha. Then I turn to the group. Has anybody seen a pen?
Oh yeah, here it is.
Can I borrow it?
Mm-hmm.
I turn to the cat. And how long does this work before I make this grand sweeping fix-it-all?
What's interesting is...
10 minutes.
No, what's interesting is normally you do hear and you're not. You just know things when you ask a question. So you're not actually using your spell.
Oh, so the cat's just like, nah.
Yeah, that was the licked paw.
I don't think the cat is a cat.
Okay.
Is this what you mean by a pen?
That is, yeah, you know that as soon as you see the pen, that is the kind of pen that you suddenly know about as the key.
I reflect this information to the group.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What do we do with the pen?
Take
What does
a
the pen have to do with
breath.
Fennec? That doesn't make any sense.
Deep breath. Hold on.
Like, Wynni legitimately looks like she's about to punch the cat right now.
Oh.
I think I send Shy over to, like...
Try to calm.
Yeah.
No,
when you do, like, it's that thing where you're really upset, and then someone gives you a little bit of comfort, and you start, like, bawling.
Oh.
Like, tears just start falling down Winnie's face, and she just almost, like, collapses to the floor, and she's just like, I was so close, like, we have to find him. Like, I saw him. We have to find him.
Oh, I'm just seeing this happen in my brain, and I am so sad for Wynni right now.
Did you say she collapses to the floor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yume will walk over to Wynni, sit down on the floor in front of her, look up to Battle at the pen, think for a second, and take Winnie's hand if she'll let her. At least try to. And say, if Fennec was writing a story, what do you think they would write about?
When it's kind of like you're in the middle of sobbing uncontrollably, and she's just like, I don't know.
Where do they want to go more than anywhere else?
That's a good question.
Yes, that's a very good question.
Hey Spoon, can Winnie make it up, or is this a thing?
Wynni and I think I know the answer based on shared knowledge.
Okay. This is an established concept, though.
Yeah, this is all stuff kind of from
Winnie's backstory, right?
Winnie's backstory.
I'm glad this is working.
Yay!
I'm reading it because I don't remember.
While this is happening, for what it's worth and flavor, I know that Adel would want Shy to lean in. So if you can just imagine the puppy. I could almost see, like, Wynni with face in dog, snot and tears.
Yep.
Shy's loving it.
Yep.
Okay. I know this from reference from what I've seen.
Me cry
MC.
desperately, and Tara
Or not MC,
does
Tara,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
First time I saw it, Tara was comforting a different friend of ours. He was laying on the floor, and Tara was just on top of him.
He was like, Yeah,
It was very
she
sweet.
has a command called squish, and she has to put pressure on the biggest bit of the person she can find.
That's what Shy's doing.
Okay. She's actually probably doing what Ipsy does. So when we tell Ipsy to squish, she'll get all up on your chair, like her front half, and she puts her paws like right here, and then she puts her head right here, and she snuggles it. It's really
Yeah, I
annoying
like that.
when I'm at work. Okay. So you may have asked.
Buy you your time.
I'm cursing myself for writing such really long backstories because I can't find it. So, Spoon, do you happen to have a hint for me about where that might be?
I actually don't think there was ever a name, and I think with all of the emotions happening right now, you could just look at Discord, and I should type in the correct place.
That was what was in my head, and I almost said it first before I was like
we're
second
twins.
guessing myself, and then like, we are twins.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in Winnie's kind of, sadness and kind of like doing that thing where your nose is running so bad that like your nose is all stuffed up, and she's just like wiping giant gobs of snot on her sleeve.
Oh, that's gross.
Because she's so sad. She's like, I don't know, just home, I guess.
Home.
Is this like a room in his home? Their home?
Does this look familiar? Or
no,
it's just,
no,
I
it
feel like
doesn't.
that would have been a detail I would have picked up on
Yeah.
earlier. No, not.
Where would Fennec write? Do you know? In
He
a
didn't
kind of
really-
book, or?
He didn't really write. He liked being outside. He likes being outside. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would he be inside?
Can I check on? You stop it. You stop feelings. I don't. You stop. Why would he be inside? You're the worst. Can I check in with Aaliyah? And so you're watching this?
Yeah, I am, but I think I'd also be like investigating the room to a military level to figure out if there's any other entrance, exit, listening, plants,
Wrong game.
bugs crawling up the wall. I'm hilarious.
There's no, wrong game. So the hallway that you've kind of like piled into, you're actually leaning up against bookshelves along this hallway, but they're not actually all the way up to the ceiling at this point. You're seeing picture frames and art on the wall, and you're seeing knickknacks and statues like mixed in with the books. And you do see that the hallway branches, maybe 12 feet down, and there's another another doorway that goes that's on the left side.
So I did lose my train of thought then. Okay, so there's all these little pictures and there's nothing there that I recognize or anything like that. And then there's this.
Go ahead.
My head got caught up in like all the things on the wall for some reason.
I'm sorry.
And then, yeah.
Would Aaliyah try to like look at those closer?
I don't think I'm at the level of paranoia where I'm trying to see if there's secret buttons or anything.
Okay.
So I'm looking for hinges. I'm looking for something that looks like a door handle or a doorknob. I'm looking for keyholes.
Will you go down the hallway?
No, I won't leave the room. I won't.
Roll me a.
Yes,
No.
Wait. I wouldn't cross the threshold away from Wynni.
So you're looking in the room that you first entered for these kinds of things.
I must be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then roll me an investigation check.
A 10.
This is going to be one of those things where I'll have you roll a couple of times because we're going to be in this space for a bit, and as soon as you're like, I don't want to look anymore, we'll. Okay.
Great.
But I think it would be safe to say that while you're looking around, like one of your compatriots has collapsed to the floor and started sobbing, and that might be a little distracting. Would it to Aaliyah, or would that not? Would that be compartmentalized off in your investigating?
Completely, yeah.
Okay.
Completely
Okay.
compartmentalized, yeah.
Okay, and can I jump back to Yume real quick? So it looks like you and Battle are sort of like tag teaming gentle questions, and I think it's your turn.
That's kind of all the questions she had at the moment. following up an idea here, thinking that we need to use. We've encountered a lot of really strange magic recently.
You don't say.
And a talking cat. Well,
He doesn't
mentally
talk?
communicating cat. Sudden feelings that we're going in the wrong direction.
It's
And
not a
this-
feeling, it's knowledge. You just know. Sorry, I'll stop.
Trying to put something together between how do we use this pen to get to Fennec, and is it somehow associated with books? Can we find a book to read or to write in to get to the right spot?
Will you roll me an intelligence check?
Sure. I guess along these lines, I'd be looking like if somehow miraculously I look up and see a book with the word home on the binding. 17 plus 2, 19.
Well, pen's right. And so you think, let's see if it writes.
I'll just make it subtle, like eye contact with Battle, like, hey, you got her for a second? Before going off to see if there's any, like, blank notebooks available. Or
There
if
was
they're all
there-
old archives.
There was a desk to the right when you came in, and there's blank paper on top of the desk.
Okay. I like that plan.
Great.
And the only word on Yume's mind right now is home.
Home. Okay.
Boom. She's gonna write that out with the blue pen.
Can I pause there for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
Battle, do you hand that pen over to Yume?
Yeah.
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 And are you gonna try to stay with Wynni, or are you gonna follow? What are you doing?
I'm gonna stay with Wynni.
Bless you. Okay. And Wynni, can I safely assume you are still crying, or are we putting yourself back together at this point?
I think she's trying to with Yume's question of like where would he go. I think she's kind of distracted from her emotions at the moment and is kind of like, trying to pull herself together and try and figure out where he would go or how to get to him.
Okay. So let's get back to actually. Can Aaliyah, let's have you roll another investigation if you still want to be looking around.
I do. 21.
There we go. Okay.
No, that's wrong. That's bad math. That's bad math. That's a lie. 18.
Okay.
Sorry, wrong character completely. Wait. Never be confident about math.
Sorry. It's 18.
Yeah.
You see a book that sticks out a little bit more than its brethren, and I think that catches your eye.
Awesome. So I'm definitely gonna try everything on it.
Do you grab the book and try to pull it out?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that would logically be the first thing.
It's actually a handle, so as you pull, that whole bookshelf starts to open.
I will. I pull on it and I go.
Actually, can I clarify? When you pull on it, it pulls out a little bit, enough that you can get a good grip on it, and you hear a click, and then the bookshelf pulls open.
Awesome. Mom? And I look over my shoulder, and then I realize, Wynni?
Do you say mom? Like
Mom?
M-O-M, mom? Or
Ma'am?
ma'am? Got it. Sorry, I just...
Ma'am, I would like a glass of water.
Ma'am, could you please come look over here?
Oh my god, that's freaking me out.
We got ourselves a bookshelf.
Oh
I killed everyone.
Oh my
Total
god.
party
Yeah,
kill.
okay. Would Wynni respond
Sorry.
to ma'am?
Not to ma'am, but But I think she's definitely like, you know, if Aaliyah has been kind of quiet this whole time, any kind of sound from her direction, especially if it sounds like guys,
Okay.
like I think she's definitely gonna perk up.
Okay, so you're gonna look over that way. I want to jump back to Yume, if that's okay. So Yume, you are we sitting at this desk? Are you leaning over it, writing? You are muted, Yume.
The scene is a little bit tense, but I like the imagery of her like sitting at this desk, scooting in real quick and like using the desk properly.
Okay. You start to write, and you're trying to write the word home, but the word the comes out.
Oh. Does it stay in her very practiced calligraphy?
Yes. It's a gorgeous the.
She'll try to write the word home again.
You write the word first.
I think I'm onto something.
Wynni's now torn between like Yume and
Yes!
Aaliyah, who both seem to have found something. But Aaliyah was first. I'm gonna be like, what did you find? To Aaliyah.
I look up at Aaliyah, who's calling out to the room.
Yes, I speak in my normal voice and say, well, actually, I'm more going to make a gesture. Or if I have to say anything, it opens.
It opens?
Yeah, I'm holding this and pulling this bookshelf.
It swings
look
very
at me.
easily, and it stays open. And you're looking at another hallway. And it doesn't look like a secret hallway. It just looks like another hallway that had a door that was a bookshelf.
Wynni wants to run down it, but then also she's wondering what Yume found. So she's gonna be like, what did you find? She's very like matter of fact, like to the point now of like,
who's gonna win? Yeah.
Get this information.
Wynni, come here. And she taps on the table.
All right, Wynni's gonna walk over to the desk and kind of look over Yume's shoulder.
How do you spell his name? And she'll try to write it out however you spell it. Assuming you have a spelling.
Yes, Fennec. And
she'll attempt to write that.
The word you write is thing.
That's not his name.
The 3 words you've written are the first thing.
First thing.
Why are you writing that? I thought you asked how to spell his name.
Oh, I would also like
did.
to clarify that the T is lowercase t.
Is this at like the top left of the page?
Yep, wherever you started, like on a.
Oh, now I'm more confused.
Well, keep writing. What are you writing?
I will just keep writing the word home over and over again.
So when you've uncapped the pen, you're actually holding a fountain pen, and there's a clear window, and you can see ink through that window. So you write out, the first thing she heard was a story, period. It was a simple story, comma, knights rescuing princesses from dragons, but she. And then there's no more ink in the pen.
I hand that paper to Wynni.
I'm going to keep that paper. Is there another pen? Is there more ink? Looks like you didn't finish.
Are there any shelves in the desk?
Yep, it's one of those, I'm thinking typical desk where like there's that shallow drawer in the middle and then the 2 sides have drawers down them. So you're gonna go through those?
Yes.
Okay.
Not really looking for anything meaningful other than ink.
You're looking for ink?
Specifically, yeah.
Okay, so
maybe something will jump out at us.
You do find there's, in the very top left-hand drawer, there are 3 bottles of ink. It looks like 2 black and 1 blue. If you keep going through, you find like stacks of paper, notebooks, regular books, sort of like what looks like files, things like that.
Okay. I don't know how fountain pens work, but you can try to use the blue ink with the pen.
So, one way you fill a fountain pen is you keep the cap off and you stick the nib in, and then there's usually a system on the other end that you like twist or pull or whatever, and
Kind of like a syringe.
yeah, like a syringe. So we're gonna pretend this one has basically a syringe in its butt, and so you pull that out, and the window should be filling up with ink, and it's not. And when you pull the pen out, there's no ink on the pen at all, which is very weird. It should just be covered in ink.
Any ideas?
Try writing anyway?
I'll grab another sheet of paper and just start writing with no ink.
It doesn't write. If you like push down, you basically, if you're writing home, you just scratch home into a piece of paper.
Wendy's kind of getting impatient, so she's gonna be like, "Well, while you figure that out, I'm gonna go check down this new secret hallway behind the bookcase and see if I can find him." And she's just gonna take off.
Okay, so Winnie's gonna take off down the hallway behind the bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
Yume looks thoughtful, so I'm gonna check in there. What are you thinking?
I think I just gotta get up and follow her.
Okay.
We got some information here, but maybe we don't have everything we need.
Okay.
Make sure to bring the pen, though.
Oh, you bring the pen. Okay. And Aaliyah, you were the closest. You literally opened the door, unless you sprinted away when he charges right past you.
Yeah, and I'm a bit annoyed that I've found this secret bookcase, but obviously more important things are happening. And so I pause a little bit longer than I would normally, and then I get annoyed with myself because I know better than that. I'm trained better than that, and I drop what I'm doing and chase Wynni.
Okay. And battle. I think you've seen Winnie get up and go to the desk. Would you have gone with her?
Loosely. I
Yeah.
would have just, I mean, I'm not abandoning the gray cat yet. I don't feel like that conversation is quite finished.
Okay.
And I think at this moment, given that the ink didn't work, I look at the cat for guidance.
Do you just look at the cat?
Or ask him telepathically, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's more of like a vibe of what now? I try to engage with that because clearly the cat doesn't want to talk.
Have you ever, you know that feeling you get when somebody that you just don't want to disappoint, like, admonishes you? So they've already done that, and then you're sitting there with that feeling? That's the feeling you have right now.
Great.
And it's connected to the knowledge of, like, I should know this. Like, I have I have what I need. And another thought pops in that's like, well, that's not fair. And it feels different. And now you're looking at the orange cat. And the orange cat said, when you're looking at the orange cat, what you get is, it's always good to have more of what's good, like what works. You want more of that.
I thought I knew what I was going to do with the gray cat. With the whole, like, that's what I thought. Thanks. And leave. More of what's good.
We're bringing the cats with us. They're good.
Yeah,
They're magical.
You can try.
I think to the both of them and mostly to the orange cat, I say, thank you both for your help. Would you like to follow along here? I won't make you leave, but do you want to go for an adventure within this realm or house or whatever this is.
The gray cat is going to go over to the fireplace and curl up and promptly go to sleep. The orange cat is going to stay where it's seated, which was on the other side of that archway you've been playing in, and the very tip of his tail is going to just pop up and down.
That's what I thought. Well, thank you for your help. I'm just going to follow because I don't know what else to do, frankly.
Okay. We are very close to time. And I've got you all going down a hallway, behind a bookshelf, at various speeds and enthusiasms. And I think this might be a good place to stop for a minute, / however long it takes us to get to the next one. Are you comfortable with that? Are there any last minute questions you want to ask before we start doing our RP point thingy and what did you learn today? You good to jump into what did you learn?
Mhm.
Or was there a question?
I'm good. I think I'd want to just append that I would grab the blue ink also, not just the pen. I'm not sure if I said that before.
You didn't, but I will write that down.
Just in case. I'd like
Okay.
to think we can get back to this room if we need to, but weird magic.
Weird magic. Okay. We ready for what did you learn today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after that we usually do where you nominate good role-playing moments for each other, and then we vote on it, and then that person gets the RP point. And I noticed just now that we have some people watching us. I don't know if that's us watching this, but if there are people in there and you saw a good role-playing moment that you'd like to nominate, go ahead and drop that in chat while we're talking about what they learned. Okay, what'd y'all learn today?
When he gets real upset about a furbolg named Fennec.
Nice, succinct.
Wynni seems to be confused about which tense to talk about Fennec in. And I saw Fennec, but it was definitely a surprise to Wynni. So there's more to this story. Yeah, I think that's about as much as I would feel like I had learned.
Okay.
And the colors.
What about the colors?
The colors of the sky, the door, and Wynni's necklace were the same, but only after the necklace and the door had shifted to the same color as the sky.
Okay.
I think that's what you said.
Yes, I said it started the same shade as her necklace, and then after she went through, it turned to the blue of the sky.
Hmm.
Okay, what else did you learn today?
Everyone is willing to follow their teammate on a wild goose chase, even without any details.
Yes, I gotta say, one of the reasons I built this the way I did is because I was pretty sure Wynni was gonna run after it, and I was pretty sure y'all were gonna follow her.
Well, that's even more concerning. If Winnie had just been casual about it, we might not have followed, but because
Right.
it was so significant, it's like, no, Winnie, what's wrong? Let us help.
Right.
This one kind of breaks the fourth wall a little bit, but our
Good.
learns don't necessarily have to be in or out of character.
That's exactly true.
Winnie's usual care and regard for other people gets put aside when her family, I think Fennec's family, is involved.
Okay. I think we have emptied this fountain pen.
Speaking of,
We did in the game as well.
Give me a second. I just refilled this before. No, it's just
Life
being,
imitates art.
no, it's just being mean. Okay. What else did you learn today? Anything else?
As we're getting to know Aaliyah, she continues to be very vigilant about environment prior to like managing group emotional needs, which is probably honestly something we sorely need as a group.
I missed
No
that.
joke.
I don't know how to write that down. As
We need someone who doesn't act on impulses.
Aaliyah responds to environment before motion.
got it.
So like even if, because Wynni was pretty torn up about it, but I don't know if, and I can't speak to Aaliyah's like and/or Aaliyah's players' judgment internally of like they've got Wynni covered and how it would look different if it was just the two of them, but that was
an interesting
definitely
thought.
Aaliyah's first instinct.
Okay. Good. Other things you learned? We can move to our P point if you'd like. Okay, we're moving over to a computer. This is the 9th of 2022. All right. Who did a cool thing? Or a good RP moment?
I mean, I just absolutely loved everybody just like, without question, following when he like, we need to help her. Like, I think everybody can we give a point to everybody for that because that was amazing.
No, but that was very cool.
Dang it!
We can
hey.
remember it as a moment, but no one can win off of that.
Yeah, actually, I just realized that when Battle just started talking last, I think Yume, you were about to say something. Do you remember?
Oh, I was being silly.
Oh.
Cats are telepathic.
Okay, I will write that down.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think the cats are really.
We didn't actually learn that.
because her speak with animals didn't work, so they're not actually animals. They're something else. And they're sus. More sus than cats usually are.
Yes. I think it was a good moment. It was kind of sad, but it was a good roleplay moment that Wynni did just barrel through all the townsfolk.
Yeah, I didn't predict
Showed that it was really important to Wynni to go after Fennec.
Juggernaut Wynni.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this once before in the mines.
Did we?
I think. Or was it the other way around?
She was. I think you were really focused on finding the the son and his friends.
Yes. Yes.
Like you wouldn't leave without finding all of the friends.
Yes.
Yeah. So similar. Cool. Other good role-playing moments.
I can't get the accordion out of my head.
Oh, were you all
Even
like
if
stopped?
it didn't happen, yeah.
That's another very good group moment.
But it was Yume's idea.
Yes, it was Yuzume's idea.
Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm going to verbalize it so it becomes part of the list. Wynni's emotionality throughout the library scene.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to spell accordion.
ACCOR.
Computer told me. Sorry, you said Wynni,
Wynni's emotionality.
emotionality is apparently
Just
a word.
teaching you all of the words, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, other good RP moments?
Yume, for sure, like, the way she kind of handled Winnie's breakdown and then, like, asking that brilliant question of, like, where would he go? Of, like, just kind of helps her ground a little bit and, you know, stop thinking about, like, what she had lost and start thinking about what she's looking for.
Mm-hmm. In my mind, it felt very much like a reach back to at the Dread Pond with the 4 versions of the lady in the first adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The take this module.
Oh, yes, sorry. I had one of those moments where I'm like, oh, I'm crazy. I don't remember something.
I made up the word dreadnought. I don't know what it actually was.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. And I'm
That's
sorry,
it.
I just
Good.
used the word crazy really flippantly. I
You're okay.
apologize. Cool. I got that written down. I just want to say that was a brilliant question. I don't know. That was amazing. If you couldn't have done that better, if I had said, "Could you please ask this question?" It was a great question. Other good RP moments. Or are we ready to vote?
There were emotions so beautifully sort of shared and played by people several times
Yeah.
that you really felt that you were in a story.
Yeah.
But I do think Winnie's ability to make this massive furball whimper like she's from a Jane Austen story as she realizes she can't find was very, very cool. And I just, think we should emphasize that was awesomely done.
Okay. Anything else? Nothing from chat. Okay. If you're good, go ahead and vote. We've got Wynni barreling through townsfolk to get after Fennec. Yume for the accordion idea when they all stopped in the doorway. Wynni, emotionality. Yume for sure the way she handled Winnie's breakdown and then asking that brilliant question, where would he go? Grounded her a little bit, made Wynni stop. This is a really long one, but it's good. Made Wynni stop thinking about what she has lost and start thinking about what she is looking for. Is all one for Yume. And Wynni, ability to make this massive furball whimper like she's in a Jane Austen movie was awesomely done.
Where is this posted?
This is in the session chat. No, it's not.
Yeah,
Damn
I
it.
don't see it either.
Hold, please.
Hold it.
I just sent all of that straight to Wynni.
Could go to worse places.
Yeah. Hold while I do a thing. So there's the first one. Of course I send all of these as individual ones so you can vote on them, and when I do something like this, it's really annoying. But at least I don't have to type them all out again, which is nice. Sorry about this, folks.
You are just fine.
Can't believe I did that. And I'll delete this, Wynni, so you don't have to have it in here when I'm done. Last one.
Oh, I'm so torn.
Actually, that's the one Yume's voting on, the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll add one for Yume.
Okay. There, cleaned. So yep, we've got 4 votes. It looks like Winnie's ability to make this massive furball whimper like she's in a Jane Austen movie was awesomely done is the win. So Wynni, you've got an RP point next time.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Cool. Well, we did it. We played D&D again.
We did.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you all for doing this. I really enjoy playing with this group. I tell people that all the time. Since we are sort of communicating offline about our schedule, I'm not going to be like, we're doing it this next week. But if anybody is doing something in the next week that they're like, this is cool and you should go do it, anything any of you want to share?
Nope.
Cool.
Nope.
Well, I usually encourage Stream to try to be nice to themselves and like drink water and find something they find joy in at least once a day. It could be small. So I'll do that. And then other than that, I think we're good. So I'm going to say bye Stream. We're all going to say bye Stream. Bye Stream.
Bye, Stream.